What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the BMW M3 E30, stunning little car. Well, obviously not right now, it's in very bad condition, but normally it's a stunning little car. This one that was modded in by Lit, he's done a fine job of this one, as I can tell so far. It's looking pretty cool, lots of wide body options. Let's just take a quick look at the shop. I've already been in here. So I've been looking at different things that are, say, ride body right, ride body left, wide body front bumpers, all things like that, wide body fenders. That's probably what I'll be going with today. Bit of wide body on this car. It's going to be pretty sick. They've got a lot of parts in the shop there that Lit has put in and looking fantastic. But before we go into anything else about this, I have updated the speeder board. Here it is. As you can see, we now have the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 on there, knocking the police Bronco off. Now Aston Martin Vantage in 10th place, looking pretty sweet. Will we ever beat that McLaren F1 GTR? Probably not, but we will keep trying. More and more cars will come out. But on to today's project. So yes, the BMW M3 E30 looking pretty sick. It's got a beast of an engine. We got it from the junkyard, where we didn't get ripped off at all. I actually profiting a bit by about 1,000. That'll change before the end of the video. I'm hoping I'm more than 1,000 in profit. But it is only 243 horsepower from this little inline 6 engine. It's looking pretty sweet, angled there, sitting in the engine bay, looking cool as. I can already see there's no oil pan, so we know we won't need to drain that one later. But we're going to throw performance parts all out of this, squeeze a load of power out of what is going to be our wide body M3. Looking pretty sweet, but let's get it started. Let's get this rusty, dusty pile of junk over to the car wash, get it cleaned up, and let's get started. Here we are then at the car wash. We can already see it's blue from the hood there, or from the engine bay, should I say. But how bad are these panels? They are looking pretty bad. I mean, are these even panels? I don't think they are. I think they're missing. I've got to replace them. But anyway, it is pretty bare. Let's get the interior done. Let's get it back on the lift, and then we'll get that i6 engine ripped out and ready to start stripping everything down. Let's work on getting this inline 6 engine ripped out then. We know there's no oil pan, but we do need to get that gearbox out that for some reason I can't get to. There it is. No starter, no drivetrain, so that's going to make that one quite a bit easier. So let's just rip you out then. Out you come, gearbox. And then hopefully straight out comes the i6 engine pretty easily. Simple, simple. Let's get out of here and go and grab that engine lifter. Over you come. Let's get you pulled out. Nice and simple. That's what I like to see. Very easy. We know we've got the fuse box in there, so I will have to strip some parts of the engine bay. But that looks to be it on this one today. There's quite a bit missing. So we've got the windshield washer reservoir. I can never say that. Radiator A. We know we've got an air filter base, power steering pump, battery, ABS pump and module, the brake servo, and the ECU Type A, plus a few fuses in here. So we need to get all of these bits bought. So I'm going to get on and make a list before we go and check in on the suspension. In fact, let's just check in on the suspension now and see what we've got here. Single wishbone lower arm. Let's just double check that. Yeah, lower arm with the shock, cross member in the middle. Relatively looks like it's all there on this wheel. Let's just have a quick spin around. It looks like it. Normally if the wheel's on, it is all there. But this side here, we are definitely missing the sway bar front end link. We're also missing the outer tie rod and the hub bearing, and also the wheel hub in there as well from the front. So, and it is all very bad condition. It looks awful. Let's go down the back and see what we've got missing. Drive axle, sway bar rear end link, spring cap, obviously the spring, and then the top cap. Drive axle on that side. Oh, lower suspension arm there. Oh, then we've got shock, another lower suspension arm, upper suspension arm, brake caliper. Lots of bits missing from the back, so I'm going to have to go through there. Also missing the fuel pump as well. I'm going to have to go through and buy lots of new parts for this. And we're also missing the exhaust, which only goes to the end. Don't know why. That's a bit of a bizarre one there. Maybe it's incorporated. We'll say it's incorporated, built into the frame. That's that, though. I need to go figure out what's missing from this engine bay, get all of this stuff bought, then strip down the suspension. Next up, I'll see you for when we strip down that beautiful engine. I'll see you over there in just a bit. That's everything stripped off the M3. Sad little sight this is. Cannot wait to get this one fixed up. But let's go and strip down that beautiful i6 engine. Well, what's left of that little i6 engine anyway. Well, there's a good place to start. Let's get that timing chain off straight away. Then we can get that cam gear out. And then, oh, one clip. One camshaft cap holding that camshaft down still. Very safe, very secure. Out you come. Anything holding that one? No, nothing holding that one. And then the engine head off. Wow, that is quite simply possibly the quickest teardown of an engine I think I have ever done in this game. I wasn't expecting it to be that easy. I was expecting a little bit more. Let's have a look and see what else is attached. I really don't think it's anything. Obviously, the gearbox setup or the clutch setup. Spin you round, get you going in here. Let's get that stuff off. Off you come. Don't normally get to take this stuff off. Normally I just sort of leave it, but I've got plenty of time because there was no teardown on that engine at all. Then what have we got? So what are we missing in here? We've got one camshaft cap, two camshaft caps, sorry, or camshaft bearing caps. I'm assuming we should have 5. Then we are missing loads of the rod caps as well. So I'm just going to get on and get the rest of this stripped, see what we can get repaired, buy what we need to get this engine back up and running till its full capacity with obviously performance parts. Then next up though, we're going to get that beautiful body stripped down, built back up, ready to head over to the paint shop to see if there are any beautiful liveries to go with this one. And also what colour we're going to finish with this one today. What would you finish it with? And let me know in the comments below. Especially you, Johnny Bravo. You wanted me to do this one. What colour would you have done it? It's time to get that body and frame sorted out. Let's get all of this sorted. I don't know what needs to come off of this. So let's just crack on and see what we can see, basically. See if we can find anything that stands out. Lights, license plate. I actually think that might already be it for the external. Let's have a look. Just the seat inside. Nice. So let's get the interior out. Out you come. Nice and easy. Just the one seat. The rear bench is part of the bodywork, I believe. So let's get this frame all sorted now then. Quick double check. Make sure we have actually got everything. Page 1. That looks like everything off. Down to 1%. Ideal. What do we reckon? 1,500 again? Probably. Let's have a look. Oh, only 1,000 this time. A little bit out. Not too bad, though. Let's get that frame all sorted. That's better. I quite like this blue, you know. I may stick with this blue. Undecided yet. I'm going to go and buy some body panels to throw onto this. I'm not going to bother repairing anything. I'm just going to buy it all new and see where we end up. That way I get the full look I want. So, let's get that sorted. Then we'll get it all back together before we head over to the paint shop. Pretty confident I've bought everything. Let's get stuck in and start getting this BMW back together. For the front bumper, I went for the front bumper F, which is a wide body one. This is the one with the like carbon splitter down the bottom, looking pretty sweet. I went for black big kidneys, evil look front end there. And the headlights, I went for the tinted Fs, looking pretty sweet with the air intakes on either side of them there. Then I went for the debadged hood with the latches. Looking pretty sweet. Wide body fender, wider body side skirts, and then just the only door that you can go on it. Wide body rear fender, then a wide body rear bumper, the one with the diffuser at the bottom, looking pretty cool there. Trunk, I just went for another debadged trunk, and then for the spoiler, I went for part G, which is just a little ducktail. I really like that. One of my favourite looks. Tail lights, I just went for tinted tail lights on there, and obviously I have got all the windows as well. Let's get the rest of this back together. On you go and on you go. Nice and simple. Oh, the wing mirrors, there's 2 options. There's blacked out ones or there's paintable ones. I went for the paintable ones on there and on there. So let's get you on, and you on. Then just the windshield to go. I kept it with the M badge at the front, being that this is an M car. Looking pretty sweet. And then for the plates, I just went for some black retro plates with VM M3 E30 on them. Pretty cool. Liking them, obviously the blacked out style. Currently, with the body being black, it looks pretty sweet. Just the interior to go then. So let's get you in, nice and simple. Kept it the same steering wheel 8, but I did change the seats to some Nismo seats because I like Nismo seats. They're pretty sweet, although they do look a little low in there. We will check that a little bit later on. But for the minute, that is all complete. Body is back up to 100%, frames 100%, and interior is 100%. We got all of these parts in. Next up, though, we got to take this beast over to the paint shop, pick a lovely colour, and see if there are any liveries to go with it. I'll see you in a second. Here we are then in the paint shop with the M3 E30. This is the blue that it came in, and it is actually really, really, really nice. I really like it. Probably not what I'm going to stick with. I definitely want to come back to this blue at some point, though. But we do have a livery. This doesn't come with it. No liveries come with this model, unfortunately. But there is one on the workshop. Sadly, I cannot attempt to pronounce the person's name, although I will keep a link to it in the description below. So you can go and grab this, along with a link to Lit's BMW M30 below. So both of them will be linked in the description. Go and grab both of them if you want to have a play around with this. I am going to go for this livery, I think, with sort of like a racy theme with the Alpine logos down the side. Yokohama, Sparko, Greddy, everything like that. It does look pretty sweet, but I'm not going to keep it in this blue. That'll be a surprise for in just a second. I changed my mind. I really, really do like this blue, so I am going to stick with this blue. I was tempted to go for an orange, but I opted against it just because I do really, really like this blue. It turned out absolutely stunning. It is really nice. You've got the, obviously from the livery there, you've got the carbon fibered trunk lid along with the actual spoiler there. You've got a bit of carbon down the bottom with the splitter. At the front, we got a carbon hood as well, and obviously a bit of carbon down the bottom with this splitter. Looking absolutely fantastic. For the suspension, I'm going to try and do the brake calipers in the body match blue. I'm going to try and do the shocks in the body match blue with the springs in white. And then we'll see where we end up with colouring a few of the other bits at the front there. Probably going to do roughly similar at the back, not 100% sure. And with that engine bay, you got the blacks and the blues in there, so I'm definitely going to be comparing that inside it. We'll see where we end up, probably with some blue headers and blacked out the rest of it with a few splashes of blue and white in there as well. But I'm unsure at the moment, but this is looking absolutely stunning. I really like it. May change the wing mirrors to white. We will see as we go on later on through the day. But I think it looks absolutely stunning. Very happy with this livery. Think the BMW looks absolutely stunning. Let's get it back on the lift. Let's get some suspension painted, along with some engine components painted as well. I will see you in just a minute. Got everything painted. Let's start reassembly. Blue shocks, white springs, and then obviously a cap that can't be painted. They look pretty sweet. Quite happy with how they turned out. Let's get some of this stuff onto the car. As you can see, I've put a few bits front and back in that can't be painted already. Start with the cross member. In you go. I have done it in white just to sort of throw a bit of the blue and white colour scheme into there. I do think it looks pretty sweet, as well as the lower suspension arms are also in the white there. Looking pretty cool. And then obviously we have all seen the shock already. Blue with white springs, looking quite tasty. Quite happy with that. Does the brake caliper match the shock? Close enough. Not quite. A little bit lighter on that one. Very, very close though. Not normally that close, I don't get. So that's pretty sweet. And then I've obviously done a blue hubcap as well, just to finish that off. Looking pretty sick at the front end. Quite happy with that. Let's make our way down the back and start getting some of this stuff on. Start with the rear cross member, obviously in the white there. Would kind of have to be. On goes the sway bar, and there's a sway bar link in there somewhere. There it is. Let's get you on, because you can't be painted, along with some of the rubber bushings. In you go. That's a shock. In you go. So let's go with the rear suspension arm in the blue, because we like to contrast colours. A bit of blue and white going in this one. The other suspension arm poking out the side there, also in the blue with its rubber bushing. Then the shock itself as well is in the blue. There's a lot of blue going on down here. And then the rear suspension upper arm in the blue as well. And then very last but not least, for the arms themselves, we have the white lower suspension arm. In you go with a blue spring cap and, you guessed it, a white spring on there. Looking pretty sweet with the blue and white combination. In with the brake caliper, on you go. And we've also got a drive axle in there somewhere. In you go. That is the front and rear ends. I won't say complete, because we've got the other half to do. But they are looking pretty sweet. I like the blue and white colours. Let's see, does it match the car? It does. That's pretty good, actually. It's not perfect, but it's about as close as you can get in this game without going too over the top. That's pretty sweet though. So I've got one side done. I'm going to crack on. Let's get the other side finished. Next up, we'll be sorting out that engine bay. Well, I think that suspension is looking pretty sweet. The blue and white combination has really, really come out well. Very, very happy with that. It is looking sick. But we need to move on. Let's get this engine bay sorted. Why not just start with that radiator, as it's right in my face there. Power steering reservoir, ABS pumper module, which I did remember to buy this time. Unlike the last video, let's get you on. In you go there. Then we've got the battery, brand new brake servo, and a brand new ECU in there. Wind shield, washer reservoir. On you go. Have I missed something? Coolant reservoir, that's in, isn't it? Is it in? Did I not buy that? I didn't buy that one. What a shame. I need to go and grab that. Anyway, fuse box base. I have done it in the white. There is a lot of blue going on in here. That's going to be hard to see. I kind of regret doing that in white now for coming and filling in them in a minute. But never mind. The air filter base is also in white. Air filter and the cover is in white. But we do have beautiful blue clips running all the way around the outside of this one. Looking absolutely stunning. I'm going to go and buy that reservoir that I still needed to buy that I forgot. And fill out the rest of this fuse box. Might take me a little while. But then we'll go and build that beautiful new engine. See what colours we've got. See if we need to play around with any of the colours. Swap anything around. I'll see you over there in just a minute. That's why I did the intake and the fuse box in white. Because there's a lot of blue and black already in this engine bay. Along with the cross member in the white down the bottom there. Looking pretty sweet. But we know we need to go and build that engine. I have already started. The engine block and oil pan are both in white. Although the engine block doesn't look overly white there. You can see it's got white components. Let's start throwing some of these bits back on. Power steering pump in the blue. Nice. Might need to lighten that one up a little bit. Not sure yet. Oil filter has been painted blue, but it was already blue anyway. And the engine head is also in the blue. Let's get you in. A lot of bolts in this one. On your go. I'll get on and get the camshafts and all the caps in, because otherwise we'll be here forever. And I don't want to make you wait for all of that. So we got the camshafts in. Obviously, we've got all the caps to go down there, along with the cogs and everything like that. So I'll get them done now. There we are then. The camshafts, cam caps, and the cam gears are all in, along with the spark plugs. I have done them as well. So let's get this timing chain on, along with the shoes to protect it. Got to have shoes on. On you go, and on you go. Then we've got a lovely chain at the top here as well, holding all of that together. Let's get the cover on. I have done that in a light blue, and it may be a little bit too light. Do I lighten both of these down, or do I darken this one up? I don't know. Let's get it together. I will double check it in just a couple of moments. I'm not sure what I want to do with that one, though. It's a bit bizarre. I think I'm going to have to lighten all of this up, you know. Yeah, probably. So we are back where we were before. I have lightened a few bits up to make it look a bit better. Sort of matches this cover now a bit more. It is closer to it. So let's get on throwing a few more bits in. On goes the water pump. On goes the crankshaft pulley. And a single roller there. And then the alternator. Also in the light blue there as well. And the water pump pulley on it. You go. Oh, we might as well get the front end finished while we're here. One more roller. And then the fan. I have done the fan in the blue. How does it look? Maybe a little dark, but it's separated away. So it actually looks all right. I'm quite happy with that. Intake manifold shows up in the paint shop, but doesn't actually take any paint at all. Just stays this color no matter what color you put on it. The throttle, that is in a light blue as well. Why not? Just for extra good measure. And the fuel rail is also in a light blue. Fuel filter in the red, because it can't be painted. Let's get the timing chain on there, and then we've got exhaust manifold A and exhaust manifold B. They just show up in their beautiful performance parts chrome anyway, so I don't mind about them. On you go, and on you go. Nice, nice, nice. Come on, in you go. Too many screws and bolts on that one. And then for the cover, what colour do you think I've gone? You probably said blue, but I haven't. I've gone for a white. Went for a white cover on this one. Why not? We always have blue. Plus, this engine does sit at a bit of an angle inside the engine bay. Just got to get to the ignition coils in now, and then this beautiful engine will be finished. It's very different to what I normally do. It's still quite colourful, but all the colour seems to be at the front. and everything else is just the white and black towards the back there. But I'm really liking it. It's looking really sweet. I'm going to get this one finished, and then we'll get it dropped in the M3. There she is, all finished. Let's get her dropped in to the M3. Looking lovely. Over your Karma. Let's get you in. Hood opens the wrong way, but never mind. It doesn't open the wrong way, but for the engine crane it does. Just get you put away and let's have a look. Is there too much white and not enough blue? No, I actually really like that. That looks absolutely insane. Very, very happy with that. Looking cool. We got a few bits to go. I've got to get the gearbox in. I've got to buy a drive shaft, actually. I don't think I bought one of them. Get the windows tinted up. Get these wheels finished. And this car is very nearly done. I don't know why I'm going into wheels. I want the gearbox. Let's get you in. I have painted it in white just to finish off the whiteness of this section. And starter goes somewhere. There it is. In with the starter in the blue just for a little bit of extra colour. I don't have the drive shaft yet, so I can't do that. But I'm going to get that finished, get the liquids all topped up, get these wheels finished, and we'll be outside for the finished product. Here we are then with the finished M3 E30 BMW, looking absolutely stunning in its light blue paint with its race-inspired livery, its carbon hood, its carbon trunk, and its carbon spoiler with a few carbon splitters at the front and the back. Looking pretty sweet. I am very happy with how this turned out. The engine looks absolutely beautiful inside there. It really is stunning. And as you can see, I've gone for white on the wheels, matching the text of the livery there. The rims I've gone for are the 9. It comes with the 9A, I believe. I've gone for 19-inch, which is a bit bigger. They start at 17 inches. But the fronts are a 255 width with a 30 profile and an ET of 30. That's how far it sticks out from the body to get it into that flared arches there. Looking pretty stunning they are. And then at the rears, these are an ET50 to bring them all the way out because the rear section of the body comes much wider than the front section. 305 width, so they're even wider still. Still 19-inch, only with a 25 profile at the back. They are on slicks. Pretty sick looking. I'm very happy with how this has turned out. Beautiful looking M3 E30. Thank you, Johnny Bravo, for giving me the confidence to go and do this one, telling me you wanted a slightly different car. I think you wanted an M5, but there isn't any M5s modded in at the moment. So we went for an M3 instead. Absolutely stunning example. Let's jump in and just see what this inline 6 engine sounds like while we check out the interior. Looking pretty nice in here. Well done, Lit. Pretty basic. We've heard that sound before, I'm pretty sure. Let's give it some gas. Only tops out at 6,000 RPM, as you can see just about there. Not the best sounding engine in the world, but it's not about the sounds, it's about the looks. But let's get it on the dyno and see how much power it's got. Here we are then on the dyno with the M3 E30 Lit Edition with its inline 6 engine. 243 base horsepower on this one. How much have we added today with the performance parts? Let's have a look. An additional 116 horsepower. That's 48%, almost 50%. That's pretty good. 358 is our new measured horsepower to the wheels. That's pretty sick. Let's go check out this gearbox tuning setup. This is what I've gone for today. A ratio of 3. 70 kilometers an hour in first gear, 115 in to second, and then a nice curved out right up until 500 kilometers an hour. Now I'm confident it won't reach that speed at all, but let's head over to the track and see what speed it will reach. Here we are then on the track with the stunning M3 E30 by Let's go. Not horrible off the line, pretty slow, but quite quick to 100 kilometers an hour. Keeping it going to the end of the track. We're coming up towards 200 kilometers an hour though. That's not bad in 4th gear. Where will we end up by the end of the track? We're now into 5th gear, coming up to 250. I'm hoping we're going to get the 300 kilometers an hour mark, but let's see by the time we get the end of the track. It's cutting it fine. It's just ticking over. Looks like we might make it. Come on, little car. 6th gear. You can do it. There's 300. 1, 2, 3. 303. That definitely ticks over to 303 kilometers an hour from the M3. So then 303 kilometers an hour from the E30 M3 BMW. Not the greatest. Still pits it 75th 75th on our speederboard out of 87 cars now, so not too bad. This is also our 90th episode on the channel today, so congratulations to that. 10 more to go till we hit 100, and we've already smashed 100 subscribers. We're now at 104, still with 10 videos left to go, so thank you to all of that. And if you do enjoy today's video, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. All that good stuff helps me out, but by all means, just continue watching the content, because that is the best way to support me in making this content, is just watching it, getting them views up, getting them numbers in. That's what we like to see. Anyway, on to this beautiful M3 E30. Absolutely stunning. Excellent job by Lit modding the car in, and I'm really sorry to the person who made the livery. I won't even attempt to pronounce your name. I'll put it on screen in the corner so everyone can have a look, but there will be a link in the description to get the livery as well as the car. Two separate ones. You need them both. Now, let's get on. Let's move on to some interesting bits about this car. I really love it. It's such a beautiful mod. Interior-wise, there's not a lot in the trunk there, but nothing special. But this engine bay looks absolutely stunning. I wish the shocks did poke up through there just a little bit. It's the only thing I would say. But apart from that, this thing is absolutely incredible. It's been a lot of fun to work on today, and I'm so glad I did it. Thank you, Johnny Bravo, for encouraging me to do this one and making sure I got it done this week, getting it done today instead of Friday, as I said I was going to do. There's a reason for that I will explain in just a little bit. Anyway, facts and figures about this car. You obviously saw at the beginning I bought this car for $4,694 and did a good job. I could already sell it for $1,000 more than I bought it for, so that's good. We have also spent $63,172 buying all the bits today. Now, you probably won't spend the same amount yourself. I did buy both of the wide body front bumpers, both of the wide body rear bumpers, every single one of the grills, and every single one of the spoilers, and every single one of the hoods as well. So I wasted a lot of money doing that, and I spent probably about half an hour getting these rims right. I bought rims 3 or 4 times to try and get the right fitment with the right ET. It took me a little while, so I wasted a bit of money on that. You guys shouldn't have to do that, especially if you've watched this video. You know, for the wide body BMW, the exact ETs you need on the rims there. And if you don't know, the fronts are ET30, 255 width, 30 profile, 19 inch, and the backs are 19 inch. ET50 on those with a profile of 25 and a width of 305. That's how you get this one right. Anyway, let's jump in and let's see what we can get this car sold for. It's beautiful. I really love this one. So let's jump in. We obviously got it from the junkyard. That's why we got such a good deal on it and could sell it for profit straight away. We have increased that engine to 358 horsepower, a gain of 48%, which is actually pretty good. Almost 50% gain on an engine is incredible. How much can we sell it for, though? 115,409. Take away 67,866. That's the price we bought the car for, and our 63,000 we spent on it. Leaves a profit of 47,543. Almost 50 grand profit. I'm quite happy with that. It's time to say goodbye, though. Off you go, M330. You were a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed that. That was great. Now, I normally would go into the garage and say next up. I don't have anything here, though. There's a reason for that. We're having a little bit of a challenge on Discord. We're all going to try and build the cargo van on here. See whose looks the best. Obviously, I'm going to build mine for my video on Friday. We're doing the competition on Thursday. So if you are around on Discord, you can see the van I will be doing on Friday a little bit earlier. But I don't want to show it and give anything away because I have sort of messed with the config a little bit. Done a few bits like that. I don't want to give too much away, but that's what I'll be doing next time. Sadly, there's no vehicle for you to look at. Let's just look at my logos. Nice. We'll pop in. We'll see my upload schedule. It is still the same at Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 p.m. at UK time. Fantastic. Little pinboard to look at. Some of the cars we've done. I am going to change this quite soon. And obviously the updated speeder board with 3 Mustangs on there, which is insane. I know it is one of my favorite cars. In fact, Mustang, just in general, probably is my favorite car. But to have 3 on the speeder board just shows they are fast cars. Very, very fast cars. So, thank you for that. Thank you for watching for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I will see you again on Friday, where I'll be doing a base game vehicle, slightly modified, though, with the config, as in the Bolts cargo. I will see you then. Thank you so much. Goodbye.